Are we doing our intro?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's Ashley.
And Edward.
And we're the
Polancos.
So cheesy. Well, not yet. So today we thought we would share the story of how we met, because I think it's an interesting one. What do you think?
Very random.
It's really random, yeah. Okay, so first I'll start with what I was doing. So we met, is it last year already?
Yeah.
Okay, so we met last May, at the end of May. So we met last May, and I used to work for a security company where we would do different sites, and I was at one hotel, but the contract there ended. So then I ended up at another site, and that ended too. So then I ended up back at this hotel that I had been in before. So then I was the security guard during the graveyard shift at that hotel. And, you know, just there minding my own business when one day he shows up. So I guess you could say what you were doing.
Yeah, so me and my friends, we had bought a property to fix up. So we were working there, you know, pretty late. And we had to be there the next day early. So we decided to stay around the area. And even though we live like 30 minutes away, it still, you know, made sense to just get a hotel. So we booked one, and we showed up, and my friend was just like all against it. It wasn't a very nice hotel. So we ended up, you know, canceling that and looking for something else. We're just driving around, and we see a pretty decent one that was close to, you know, a restaurant that we wanted to go to. So we ended up going in there, trying to reserve a room, and the lady's just saying that her system is down. So we were waiting there for like 30 to 45 minutes, which apparently never happens.
Yeah, the system had never broken down before, which is weird because I only went inside the lobby because first he was just standing out there looking into the parking lot. I think your soul was looking for me, like she's here. He was just staring into the parking lot. I was like, oh, so random, but you know, whatever. I'm over there doing my security duties. And then finally I see that these three guys are in the lobby and they're not leaving. So I was like, I should go in there and see what's up. And then it's just because the system's down, it took them like almost like an hour to check in. If the system had been working, we would have never met because they would have been in and out. I would have never seen them. So, and crazy part is he would have stayed at another hotel.
Right, yeah, we were about to. We were like...
And who stays in a hotel for a 30-minute drive? Like, it wasn't, you didn't even live far from the location.
We never did that before or after.
Yeah, because then later on I was like, are you doing that again? And they never did that ever again. So it was just like that one time.
It was meant to be.
Yeah. So then I come in the lobby, and they're asking about what's there to do in that town. And then I was like, I started naming a few things, and then Edward followed me out as I was going outside, and he said, do you want to show us to some bars? And I turned around, and I was like, I'm a preacher. Like, don't invite me to no bar. And the reason I said that up front is just because if a guy's ever going to flirt with me, he needs to know, like, right away. I just want him to know right away that I love Jesus, and if he doesn't, we don't need to associate in that way. So I was kind of trying to throw him off by that.
Didn't work. I was more attractive.
Yeah, but then he gave me the sweetest smile when I said that, and I kind of like zinged, like, oh, what a sweetheart. I don't know. Then they went upstairs, he came back down, and here comes Edward looking for me again in my car. And I was there again minding my own business, and then he asked me for a ride. It's almost midnight. And he asked me for a ride with him and his two friends to Buffalo Wild Wings, which was like down the street.
Yeah, it's really close.
And I was like, yeah, sure. So, you know, it's almost the middle of the night, and here I am giving three strange guys a ride in my car. Not very smart, but he had just giving me such a good vibe, so I guess I didn't really care. Yeah, so then he got my number so I could go back and pick him up.
Yeah. Secretly just
yeah, but his phone died, so his friend ended up texting me to pick them up. But then the next day, Edward texted me to say thanks for the ride, and I was like, oh yeah, you're welcome. So I thought like that was it. We're never gonna talk again. It's just like you know,
Little do
passing
we know.
paths or something. But then, I don't know, like, just like, you said thanks for the ride, and then we text like the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just text the whole day.
And she sent me her YouTube link, and I just couldn't stop watching her videos. I watched every single one of them before we even had hung out. So I knew everything about her before.
Yeah, and then 2 weeks later, we went on our first date. And on the first date, he like knew all these things about me, and I was like, someone's been watching my videos. Yeah, so our first date, I was going to be shopping in the mall, so I was like, just meet me there, and then we went to Yard House. And, you know, it was a good first date, but even then I was like, I didn't think we were going to hang out again. I just thought like, oh, he's so sweet, and I love that he was very, like, he was a believer. I like that. I like that he was family-oriented, and he was such a sweetheart. So I really liked those things, but I didn't think we would hang out again. What'd you think on the first date?
I was still trying to pursue you, you know, just get to know a little bit more about you, but I was pretty much the same. Like, I didn't know where it was going. I just wasn't sure. So.
Yeah. And then, well, we still kept texting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, except that one time, we didn't text for like one day, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then you text me like on a Friday to say Happy Friday. And I was like, well, Happy Friday. Okay, so the second date was like 2 weeks. No. The second date, we had the second date like a few days later that same week. And we met up, and, you know, we had a very casual date, and it was really sweet. And what did you say on the second date? I think he was just speaking his mind.
I was pretty much just saying like how God prepared something so great for me.
Something?
Someone.
Yeah. He was like, wow. He was like, wow, God really prepared someone really good for me. And I was like, did he just say that out loud? But I didn't mind, because when he left, I made a video, which later I was like so embarrassed that I did that. But I made a video like, so I just hung out with my husband right now, and like, that's him, I'm gonna marry him. Like, on the second date, like, I was like, I'm gonna marry him. And it wasn't weird that you were talking about like going on vacation, because
You knew.
yeah, like I already knew I would marry him, and he said that on the second date. So it was pretty much meant to be from the beginning.
It was when I pretty much knew, like, we were talking about vacation already.
Yeah.
I was trying to like take you out of the country.
Yeah, on the second
And she's
date.
never been out of the country before.
I
Like,
have now.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, but on the second date, like, he was talking about where we're gonna vacation and stuff. I was like, second date. He's like, we're gonna vacation and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, it was just so funny, because he didn't mean like, he was meaning vacation like out of state, and I was just like laughing. But I didn't mind, because on the second date, I already knew I was gonna marry him. So when he was saying all that, I was just like, oh, like, it's not that bad. Like, I already knew that I would marry him. So after that, we hung out more times, but it took him like a whole month for us to be official.
Right.
Were you like nervous?
I was a shy guy.
Why? Shy from what?
Just, I wanted everything to be perfect.
Oh, then finally, on the 14th date, we ended up
Going to Cancun.
going on vacation. So I had never been out of the country before, so I had to go get a passport. And I'm going out of the country. That's where you see our Cancun vlog. We had only been dating like 2 months. Like, when we were over there, I remember you said like happy
2-month anniversary.
happy 2-month anniversary.
And we told each other we loved
Yeah,
each other
we were
for the
already like
first
in
time.
love. Like, it was just so easy. And right now we are in wedding plans, but if it wasn't for wedding planning, we would have been married on the 4th month. Like, this has just been like torture, because we're just like we want to be like living together already and seeing each other all the time.
We're trying to elope, so.
Yeah, like, we're even like sometimes thinking like we should just elope, because like the wedding feels so far out. I know some people told us, like, when we first like started telling people like, oh yeah, we're getting married, and we were like so new to each other, because he proposed like when we were dating like 4 months. And a lot of people say, you know, wait a year, which is normal talk. Like, that's what you do. You wait a year. But technically, we are waiting a year, because we're going to get married before the year of meeting. So that counts, right? Doesn't that count?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were trying to get married on our 1-year anniversary, but things didn't work out like that. But
Yeah. And also when we were like venue shopping, not shopping.
venue searching.
No, hunting. Well,
Hunting, yeah.
looking for a venue when we were doing that. They were like, oh, wow, and how long have you guys been together? And we're like, 3
4
months.
months, yeah.
No, it was 3. We're like, 3 months. Oh, how long have you been engaged? And we're like, we're not. So when we got engaged, we already had a venue. So I don't know why you were so nervous that day, because like, obviously I wasn't gonna say no.
I made like so many. I spilled like lemonade all over my pants, and I like broke this
Saucer.
I
Yeah,
was a nervous wreck.
yeah, he did. He had quite the night.
Forgot my wallet.
Yeah, he was like such a nervous wreck, but I was like, I don't know why. I wasn't gonna say no. We already had a venue. And yeah, so right now we are in wedding plans. It's just like torture to wait because,
I just want to be with her already. So bad.
yeah, and we want to elope because we can't wait that long. But we'll see. If we do, you'll know all about it. Well, when I met Edward, you always pray for certain things that you look for in your future spouse. Well, Edward has like a lot of those things. Like, you know how some guys are like the strong, silent type? I knew I never wanted that. Like, I need to know your feelings, what you're thinking, and I need someone who expresses themselves. And that's really easy with Edward because he does all that. He always tells me, like, he speaks his mind, basically. And he's very expressful, so that's really good. And also, he's really attentive. Like, when we were in Cancun, we had just, like, barely met, basically, when we were dating. So we were stuck with each other for 7 days, like together. Yeah, like together every day. And it was just really nice to be with him because he was just so attentive. Like, if I have a heavy bag, he's like runs to hold it. If there's steps, he's like trying to hold my hand. And he's not even trying. That's just how he is. And he's very... I just love the way he loves me. And of course, like, I'm nice to him too, so it evens out.
I was never thinking about marriage. Like, I just, it wasn't in my thoughts, but when I met Ashley, she was everything that my heart desired. Like, she was my dream girl, literally.
Aww.
And I'm so glad I got the opportunity to get engaged, and I can't wait to marry her.
Almost there. So yeah, that's the story of how we met, and there's so many reasons and ways that we could have never met. Like it was not meant to happen like that. We would meet.
No.
Like, because there's just so many ways.
Any little thing that
yeah,
could have
if something had changed that night, we would have never met. Like, if the system worked, I would have never seen them. If they had gone to that other hotel,
I would have never seen.
If they had never bought that investment property, like, he would have never been in my town. And that gave you such a headache, that one. But, like, we would have never met. Like, if any little thing had changed, we would have never met. Like, there's no way that we would have met. But everything went so perfectly that night that we did. So that was the story of how we met. And stay tuned, we got more stuff coming. I don't know, it's like a lifetime of adventures.
Yep.
You excited?
I'm so excited.
The first picture he ever sent me was like him. This is what got me. He sent me a picture of him in a mission trip in India. So then my mom sees it and she's like telling people that he's a missionary in Africa. I don't know where she got that from, but I was like, no, Mom. It's like he went on a mission trip to India.